There's a cement hole where like everything you wash is going to drain down. I'm like, all right. I look around, like, no one's watching. I hope there's no one with the camera. I just decide I'm going to shit in the hole.
Turd Talks. Turd Talks. Turd Talks. Turd Talks. Turd Talks. Welcome to Turd Talks, where everybody knows that everybody poops. We take it one step further and say everybody poops their pants. I am your host, Dr. Dude, on this stripped-down edition of Turd Talks. My guest that we have here today is a multi-talented musician. He speaks several languages, and he tells me that he's an excellent dancer. He is the Croatian sensation.
Wow.
I'd like to welcome Mike B. Thank you for joining us at the table.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Well, you started telling me some of the stories earlier. Give me the when and the where, and we'll go on from there.
This is kind of a fun one. It takes place in one of our favorite poop enclaves, Mexico. We've all experienced something there. But the backstory is in 2003, with my then girlfriend, we moved down to Mexico for about 6-7 months. And she was going to university down there, learning Spanish. And I ended up tagging along and teaching English to some Korean kids, which is in itself a different podcast, I think. But as you know, Mexican water, it totally doesn't mix with anybody. It doesn't let anybody like kind of have a good life. So my experience was we had ended up renting a small little house, I don't know, like 2-bedroom, had a little back room, not nice little place, but all cement, track housing, no big deal. So the first couple weeks we're kind of getting broken in, stomach's starting to turn, starting to go for the worse. And living in a new place like that in Mexico, like, it wasn't like you would say in the States where you come in and you hook into the phone line and everything's tapped in and you're good to go. Like we got there kind of thinking, we turned on all the utilities that we thought we turned on, or the landlord said like, hey, this is taken care of. And in Mexico, and the city I was in, Querétaro, it was kind of a drought, like dry town where they would turn water off after 2 p.m.
Oh, like for everybody?
All fresh water is turned off at 2 p.m. But what they had was on top of everyone's roof, they had this thing called a tinaco, which is basically a tank, a huge 100-gallon tank that would fill up with water and would basically help you survive the rest of the evening. All the stored water would stay up there. So, my girlfriend at the time, she would go to school during the day, from like whatever, 8 to 3, and I would stay at home, and kind of figure out what I was doing and learn English and, watch Mexican television, which was pretty fantastic. And, those first couple weeks is, trying to figure out like, how is my stomach going to handle this? And so we used to take these pills called Cipro pills, which would technically be, killing bad bacteria. And we bought bottled water, we bought, safe water, but it was just impossible to be careful with everything. Even, wash your food, you go out to a restaurant, they're going to wash their food, or like, are you going to ask?
Well, and ice too.
Are you going to ask every single time ice? Like, is this ice water? Like, is this clean ice? Like, what did you wash the vegetables with? Did you use, crap water? Did you use like, the treated water? And then brushing your teeth, everything, washing your hands, touching your face. There was no way around it. So my stomach started to turn that first week, and I don't think I took a solid shit probably for 2 days, and then after that, for the next 6 months, I didn't take a solid shit since. But the big horror story is there was one day where all of a sudden, our toilet doesn't work like it should. Obviously, it doesn't work like it should. We tell our landlord, he's like...
wasn't used to those solid shits.
We tell our landlord, I'll be there mañana. Like, mañana, I'll be there. And that's Monday, and it's Thursdays here, right? Thursdays here, we can't flush down the toilet anymore. And, okay, so here comes the big emergency. I'm at home by myself. I have to take a shit, and I know it's going to be bad. And landlord said a plumber's going to stop by that day. So I don't want to crap in the toilet, so the plumber's going to clean my shit out.
I have to come looking at it.
So I'm like, what the fuck do I do? So what I end up doing, I go in the backyard. In a cement square, I don't know, like 10 by 10 feet. And there's a hole in the center of the cements, the cement. There's a cement hole where like everything you wash is going to drain down. I'm like, all right. I look around, like no one's watching. I hope there's no one with the camera. I just decide I'm going to shit in the hole.
How big was the hole?
The size of a quarter. I'm like, it's not going to be a big deal. Like I have butter shits, it's like it's mud butt.
You can just swoop right down there.
It's totally mud butt. So I'm going to do this and I'm going to wash it down afterwards, right? So I go there, I take my shit, I'm sweating, I'm outside, my stomach hurts. I've been furious for about 10 days and I haven't taken a normal dump. And I'm done, and I kind of do a good job of getting it inside the hole. And I'm like, all right, it's time to wash it all down. So I grab the hose, I turn on the water, and then drip, drip.
How clean was it? Like, how much did you get in the hole, and how much was around the hole?
I don't know.
Usually splatters, man.
Well, I didn't splatter. I didn't splatter knowing that I was in trouble. I was kind of like, it was a conservative shit. I'm like,
needed a little funnel.
A funnel would have been good, but I ended up figuring out later in a different way. But I realized that our water bill might not have been paid, so the water tank on top of the house was empty, and I've got shit in the backyard. My girlfriend at the time, she's at school and is gonna come home within the next couple hours. I'm just panicking, like there's shit in the backyard. Like I don't know what to do. So I ended up going to across the street. There's a little store, and they sell those big 3-5 gallon water jugs, and I ended up going across the street, picking that up, and then dumping that. Wasting drinkable water down the that sinkhole in the backyard. And obviously the plumber did not come that day. He didn't come the next day. And then we're calling our landlord, like, listen, man, like we can't take
shitting in a hole over here.
Yeah, I'm shit. Like my girlfriend, she can go to the school and shit and be fine. Me, I'm like, I don't know what the hell to do anymore. Like I'm my stomach is killing me. I want to kill somebody.
I'm over here shitting in front of Korean kids.
Yeah, I have to go to someone else's house to take a crap. It's just not working. So we kind of end up taking care of our water bill. So we've got water, and that's not a big problem anymore. But then it happens again where we want to make sure the toilet is clean, because every time we take a mini shit, it does not want to go down. It takes like 2 days to go down. Plumber's coming today. Okay, I'm like, oh, I have to crap again. And now my girlfriend at the time, she's home. Like, now what? Like, I can't go in the backyard in the hole. That's not going to work. And so the next best thing was like, we got a bucket, put a plastic bag inside, crapped inside a plastic bucket. Obviously, cranking music so loud so the romance wouldn't be ruined, but it was gone. It was gone.
That's a totally different sound of shit hitting a plastic bag in a bucket.
Oh yeah, there was no way to keep that, that side of you don't want your significant other to see.
Well, it's one thing in a toilet. It's another thing outside. What were you doing in the bathroom?
It was in the bathroom, in a bucket, in a plastic bag with whatever the hell was on the radio, like Barry White. It was like Barry White was coming and it always sounded like Very White the way they said on the radio. And then obviously the plumber did not come that day. So he comes the next day, clean toilet, and he flushes, look, it's totally fine. And he leaves. And I'm like, whoa.
I just needed some rest? Or
No. So I'm like, all right, we're going to have to teach you the hard way. So the next time.
Wait a minute, I'm going to take a shit real quick.
And I
stuff this right back up.
I talked to the landlord. I'm like, hey, the plumber came over. He didn't do anything. My Spanish wasn't great enough to kind of be like, hey, dude, don't leave. Like, trust me. Like it's not flushing. And so I'm like, we're going to have to teach him the hard way. So I took a dump and flushed, and it didn't go down. And then when the plumber came, I'm like, look, man, it's not going down. You flush it now.
Look at this shit.
Flush it now. And he's like, oh, okay. He ended up he had to take the whole toilet seat off, and the tenants before had thrown a toothbrush down there, and there's a toothbrush stuck in the toilet. Luckily,
I thought you were gonna say like they were trying to flush drugs or something.
That would have been at least, could have paid for the plumber.
Turd Talks. Turd Talks. Turd Talks. Turd Talks. Turd Talks.
White pants. It's the reason. Oh, this was my cousin's white pants story.
Yeah.
Well, so my cousin, she went to I think it was either a wedding or an anniversary, and she lives in Long Island, and it's about an hour away from home from her. Her and her sister-in-law went to this, whatever it was, anniversary wedding, and they got there, everyone ate, and there's a buffet, and there was something there that they ate that destroyed them. Like, destroyed them to the point that hour drive home, did not. It wasn't going to happen. It was not going to make it.
That hour drive became a 36-minute.
They were not going to make it.
Just
So this is where the two stories turn off. My cousin, knowing that she was not feeling good, ended up driving herself early. She's like, she was going to take her mother-in-law, but she's like, you know what? You better get a different ride home. I don't feel good. I have to do this by myself. So on the drive home, she shits her pants. Driving home, she shits her pants. And then her sister-in-law gets picked up by her boyfriend, and they're going to a concert, and she's the one wearing white pants. And so from this event, they start to drive to the concert they're going to go to. She's wearing white pants, and then halfway there with her boyfriend, she shits her pants.
So horrible.
So my cousin got the best of it. Like she crapped her pants and slop walked into the house.
But she enough to go solo. She was like, something's gonna go down.
Sums
here.
up. Her sister-in-law.
See my shitty pants.
Her sister-in-law did not know what was gonna coming for her. She got in the car with some guys she was dating, wearing white pants,
all happy
off
and
to some
excited.
concerts.
I'm gonna go rock out.
Oh man, this is gonna
great rock and roll.
This is gonna be great. Shits her pants.
So what happens?
My cousin said it was one of those things like you could not hold it in. You could not hold it in. You couldn't fight it. It was nature was.
You get those little warnings. It goes, what?
Yeah,
it's coming right now.
Red flag. Hit the emergency button. So I didn't know where the story went from there because I felt embarrassed for her, but I doubt it was very good. And I don't know if they kept dating afterwards.
You can't go to the concert and be like, I'm going to tough it out. I'm just going to, I paid a lot of money for this.
There's no way. Because your pants are full of shit. Your white pants are you have streaks.
It's not like you can just toss out the underpants.
No.
It's going to be very clear what
and
happened.
If she was wearing adult diapers on the way there, that's different. But
excellent. Well, that was a beautiful, beautiful series of stories you've regaled us with. I thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. It was a pleasure.
And hopefully next time I see you, we'll have some more stories.
I hope not.
Turd Talks. Turd Talks. Turd Talks. Turd Talks.